Information on what exactly happened here, but they were able to pull a truck out. Actually just pulled a truck out about 30 minutes ago, and as you can see, it's just behind me over here. They just pulled this truck out. We do know that truck was in this lake. Police were actually called out here at about 2:15 this afternoon on reports that a vehicle did drive into this lake, and we did hear it was a recovery option at that time. As I did mention, they pulled somebody out of this lake, but as of right now, we are still waiting to get more information. Dive crews finishing up operations here. About 30 minutes ago, about 4 boats we saw were out here in the water searching for anyone, searching for something, seeing if anyone else was in there, and we are working to follow up with the Warren County Sheriff's Office on what exactly happened here at Armco Park. As soon as we get that information, we will pass it along to you. But for now, reporting live, Robert Lowry, 2 News, working for you.
Turning to weather now, the sunshine helped out there today. It was cool, but not the freezing temperatures we were dealing with overnight in the morning, really.
No, just a nice crisp fall day, but Brian, as we just noticed there in Robert's live shot, one of the changes now, it's getting darker a lot earlier now.
Yeah, that's the only bad thing about that time change. Yeah, all of a sudden it's dark out there, and that's the way it is right now. Temperatures already dropping very quickly after that cold start this morning. And live Doppler 2 HD at this time, you're seeing dry weather over the Miami Valley. We've seen all kinds of sunshine throughout the day. It's been a real nice afternoon across the Miami Valley. And as far as the conditions go this morning, look at the overnight low temperatures. We really saw a hard freeze across the Miami Valley, down into the low to mid 20s in many areas, 23 in Dayton, 24 in Wilmington, but some of the outlying spots even down around 20 degrees and in some cases even hitting the upper teens. That's it. The frost freeze warnings, we won't see any more of those because of the hard freeze last night. So those alerts are finished until they're back next spring. But even tonight, we'll be down close to that freezing mark, and I'll have details coming up in your Storm Team 2 forecast.
Video now that you are seeing only on 2 after flames take over a vacant duplex. This is what the Dayton firefighters battled this morning in the 100 block of Niagara Avenue. When they arrived, the vacant structure was fully engulfed and the flames were threatening neighboring homes. So firefighters evacuated those residents as a precaution.
We had to expend a large number of resources here to protect those 2 exposures while we let the main body of fire burn through the roof. There's really nothing worth saving there, and it certainly isn't worth a firefighter's health. So that's why we're very cautious of how aggressive we are. We change our tactics somewhat for vacant structure fires, but like I say, the main problem here today was exposures, occupied exposures on either side.
They did a good job, though. No homes were damaged and no one was hurt. The cause of the fire remains under investigation. However, officials are calling this one suspicious.
And a Crime Stop alert to pass along after an armed man robs an auto shop worker. Police were called to Tires for Less on West Riverview. A worker telling officers a man walked into the garage area and held a gun to the employee's head, demanding money. The suspect grabbed money from the victim's pockets and then ran away. A canine was called, but unfortunately lost the trail. And a metal thief hits a Dayton Dollar Tree. Police were called to the store on Harshman Road Saturday after the manager reported somebody stole metal shelving and roller wheels from the back of that store. Officers do not have any suspect information at this time.
In Dayton, police looking for a church thief. The assistant pastor at the Tabernacle of God's Love on Broomba Boulevard says someone stole the pool used for baptisms. It happened overnight, and he believes that holy piece of furniture was stolen because it was metal, and the suspect likely wanted to use it for scrap. If you have information, call Crime Stoppers at 222-7867.
An incident at a comedy club, certainly no laughing matter as a woman ends up in jail. 40-year-old Claudia Santiago was arrested on charges of assault. Police say she was drunk and disorderly outside Wiley's Comedy Club very early this morning. Officials say she took a swing at an officer and wound up punching the man in the head. She's due in court Monday.
And police are investigating an assault at a Dayton homeless shelter. Officers were called to the St. Vincent de Paul Gateway Shelter on West Apple Street. A worker told police one of the residents attacked her after breakfast when she gave instructions to clear the room. The woman says she was just simply trying to burp her child, and the worker pushed her first. The facility made that woman leave.
And new information after a man is pulled from a car in a robbery on East Parkwood Drive on Saturday. The victim's now been identified as 33-year-old James Schooler. He says he was riding with a friend and some other men when those other men pulled him from the car, beat him, and then tried to rob him. The suspects did not get away with any money, but did take the man's pants and shoes. The crime scene unit was called to investigate when a large amount of blood was found at the scene, and victim was treated there at the scene. Well, the Cintas Center was the place to be this afternoon in Cincinnati.
And there likely wasn't a dry eye in the sold-out crowd as they cheered on a Mount St. Joseph basketball player.
Today was the day that Lauryn Hill's dream to play one last college basketball game was realized, a bittersweet moment for family and friends.
Plus, the people she has inspired along the way, like Mark and me, to hit the hardwood and help spread awareness in support for her mission, who we're challenging to lay up for Lauren next.
The screen comes, the ball goes down to Lauryn Hill, and the layup is good. A layup for Lauryn. And number 22, we will remember that layup forever.
Oh, isn't that cool? What a great moment. Lauryn Hill writing her own legacy at the age of 19, a young woman's determination to stay in the game despite terminal brain cancer that has left her with just months to live.
In fact, the NCAA even moved up the season opener for Mount St. Joseph so Lauryn could play in her first and likely last college basketball game. And the game had to be moved to the Cintas Center at Xavier to accommodate the massive amount of well-wishers, more than 10,000 strong there this afternoon. The crowd went nuts when fittingly Lauryn made that first basket of the game today, fittingly a layup, just seconds in, as you saw. Both teams giving her a standing ovation. She made another shot when she was brought back in at the end of the game, and Mount St. Joe's did win 66-55. And Lauryn received the Courage Award from the Regional Sports Association for overcoming adversity through persistence and determination.
Yeah, I think she personifies that. Well, there's also a challenge in her honor. You may have heard of it. It's called Layup for Lauryn. You spin around 5 times, then you shoot a layup with your non-dominant hand. Now, this demonstrates the dizzying effects that Lauryn feels from her brain tumor when she's trying to play her beloved sport of basketball. Bengals QB Andy Dalton has done it. So the Globetrotters, as well as coaches across the state, including Wright State's Billy Donlin, who you see here, and he challenged Mark and I. Coach Donlin, we accept your challenge. We are doing the Layup for Lauryn challenge. After we do the challenge, I am challenging UD women's basketball coach Jim Jaber.
And I'm going to challenge Wright State women's basketball coach Mike Bradbury.
Here we go. 1,
2,
3.
4.
I'm getting dizzy. 5. Oh, God. Whoa. Wow, I'm dizzy.
5. Oh, dear. Oh. All right, we did it. We did it for Lauren Hill.
Good luck, Lauren. We love you.
Oh, man, I get dizzy very easy, so I knew I was in trouble. But it's a great demonstration because you really feel how she feels.
And she was making baskets out there today, so so much love and thoughts with her teammate, and her family. Lay It for Lauren also supports her favorite charity, The Cure Starts Now, a foundation that supports children with brain cancer.
Just a great story. More on that tonight at 10 and after the game right here on 2 News.
Yep. All right, up next, take no vote for granted. Both parties battling it out to the finish line. An update from the campaign trail as the election to determine who controls Congress is Tuesday. Let's talk a little politics. The election right around the corner. So will Democrats preserve their majority in the U.S. Senate, or will Republicans take control?
Well, that is one of the big questions, as we're now just 2 days away from the midterm election, and races in key battleground states are still too close to call. Brian Moore with the latest in Washington.
Mark and Katie, perhaps no one has more to lose than President Obama, whose legacy is on the line.
Hold on.
Campaigning in Connecticut, President Obama was knocked off message 3 times by protesters unhappy he hasn't done more on immigration reform.
And you need to go protest the Republicans, because I'm not the one blocking it.
His sagging popularity numbers have made the president a virtual spectator in Tuesday's midterm elections, which will decide control of Congress for the remainder of his term in the White House. In the handful of states that make a difference, Democrats aren't running with the president, they're running from him. like Senate hopeful Michelle Nunn in Georgia.
I worked for President George H.W. Bush's Points of Light organization for 7 years.
Her Republican opponent, David Perdue, has a 48 to 44% lead in the latest NBC News Marist College poll, which shows the GOP gaining ground in other critical races. In Kentucky, Democrat Allison Grimes has fallen 9 points behind Republican Minority Leader Mitch McConnell, who's hoping to become Majority Leader if the GOP comes out on top.
And it's all in your hands.
Down to the wire in an election that will decide Washington's balance of power. Control of the Senate may not be decided on election night. Louisiana and Georgia may be forced to hold runoff elections. In Washington, Brian Moore, 2 News, working for you.
And of course, the 2 News team will bring you all the results of all the key races Tuesday. We'll have live updates on air right here on WDTN and on Dayton CW throughout election night, results and reaction to all the big local races. And our web team will also be here posting up-to-the-minute election results to WDTN.com as they come in.
Now, Chief Meteorologist Brian Davis and your Storm Team 2 forecast.
Well, it's going to be another cold night. Not as cold as last night. We won't see those temperatures drop down into the 20s, but very quickly through the 30s this evening. Already we're into the low 40s. Should be around 40 by 7 o'clock, mid-30s at 9 o'clock, and 33 at 11 p.m. We'll bottom out around the freezing mark around midnight or shortly thereafter, and then temperatures will actually be on the rise by sunrise as some cloud cover will start to thicken up from the west. So upper 30s expected at 8 o'clock. Also, I think we'll tend to have mostly cloudy skies early in the day, but then getting back to partly even mostly sunny skies in the afternoon. Should warm up to 51 at noon, back down to 55 at 5 o'clock after reaching temperatures into the upper 50s, maybe even close to 60 tomorrow afternoon. Low temperatures this morning, some of the coldest readings up towards Logan County, Bellefontaine 19 degrees. Up in Tip City, John Kingham, our weather checker there, 19 degrees this morning he bottomed out at. 21 in Springfield at Beckley Field, 21 degrees in Xenia, New Paris 22, and my hometown of Troy there bottoming out at 24 degrees last night, so it was a cold one. Dayton International down to 23, only 3 degrees off the record low of 20 in 1954, and then 50 degrees our high this afternoon, so below normal, but a nice warm up after that cold start. And as I mentioned, we'll be down around the freezing mark for tonight. Beautiful sunset tonight. You can see the mostly clear skies, some of the cloud cover out on the western horizon, but generally clear conditions over us, and that's exactly what we're seeing here, almost like a wall right to the west of us with those high clouds moving in from the west. They'll eventually spread in here later tonight, but it will be a slow process, and then tomorrow afternoon expecting temperatures into the upper 50s for us. All clear on Live Doppler 2 HD, and we're expecting to see dry conditions as we start the work week. Some rain to the west of us. That'll eventually head our way and start to impact our weather again late Tuesday into Tuesday night and Wednesday. Right now we're down to 43, a south-southwest wind at 6, and that is some dry air out there, even though it's cold, 38% the relative humidity. 43 in Springfield now with a south wind at 5, not much of a wind chill at 40. And our weather checkers tonight, low to mid 40s. Dennis Lowstetter out in Jamestown, 42 degrees. Jim Robbins in Beaver Creek at 45. And there's John, 45 degrees after that cold start this morning in the upper teens. Future track forecast tonight, clear skies this evening. Then we'll see some of those scattered clouds drift around the area through tomorrow morning, but then get back to mostly sunny conditions tomorrow afternoon. So it looks like all in all, pretty nice day and at least a little bit of a warm up. Forecast tonight, mostly clear this evening. Then we'll see increasing clouds overnight, low 32. Partly sunny skies in the morning, then mostly sunny and milder in the afternoon, even a little bit breezy in the afternoon as we reach the upper 50s. 51 degrees at noon, 56 at 2 o'clock, and then those cool readings tomorrow afternoon and evening. And your Storm Team 2 7-day forecast. We're going to be finding those daytime highs up around 60 on Tuesday with that chance of rain coming in the afternoon. And then on Thursday, a high of 53, still a chance of some showers, and then it looks like it'll start to turn colder again toward the end of the week, but maybe just a chance of a couple of flakes of snow mixed in there on Friday again as we go towards Friday night, early Saturday.
Okay.
Look what I got here.